What's going on, Tamers? Welcome to DigiPod, the digital podcast. I'm your one and only host, the truest, the best, back on pod, Barney.
I don't know about
with
all that.
My co-host, Dan. What's up?
What's going on?
I would say we have a lot to talk about.
Since we had a not live, but more concurrent pod.
Yeah, I guess let me start off with what's been happening before we go any further. So, damn, where do I even start? I guess let me rewind it back. So, for those of you who don't know, if you might not been keeping up, you're not part of the Discord, whatever it is, first of all, you should join the Discord. We changed the Tamers Battle League. The Tamers Battle League went from being just, a weekly, actually it was bi-weekly, it was Wednesday and Friday, tournament series to something a little bit more involved, a little bit more exciting. We introduced this thing called TBL Brand Warfare. You might have seen the YouTube video, and we've definitely talked about it on previous pods, just not, I don't think we did it as in depth. I don't recall what we did. Anyways, a lot of my time and energy and effort has been going into making sure that our TBL productions, since we stream live on Twitch and YouTube, yes, we do stream live on both platforms at the same time every Wednesday and Friday. My time
7
and
p.m.
effort at 7 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Pacific. My time has went into all of that, trying to make sure that the stream is up and running. I have a dedicated judge now for both tournaments, which is fantastic. I have essentially a dedicated commentary team right now. For Wednesday, it's typically Dan and Mike with myself as stand-in. For Friday, it is one of the members of our community. Shout out to Joe Mojo and Dan with myself also as stand-in. And then I take care of running the tournament. And then, of course, there is the prizing that goes along with that. In addition, we are also starting a Gundam tournament series called the Pilots Battle League. Go figure. So that's where all of my focus has been. And the reason all of my focus has been there is because, well, first of all, when we originally started everything DGU, it was for you guys. It was to give you guys a place to play. It was to give us something to talk about. It was a great experience for everybody. It was all about community. And now it's still about that, but we took it one step further. When we made that podcast, what was it? How long was it that we made that content creation podcast? Wait,
I want to say January, February.
When we made that podcast, we were at a point where we were putting out consistent content, but I always knew that there was bigger and better content that I wanted. So when there was a point that you all would know, because if you listen, I've said it before, we wanted to hire an editor for podcasts. And we did. We hired another member of our community, Literal Lucas, who's been fantastic. That being said, things require money, right? Being transparent with y'all, we keep it 100 all the time. Things require money. And realistically, we pay Lucas with the money from tournaments and the money that we get off of Twitch ads, Twitch subscriptions, YouTube memberships, and YouTube ads. Like all of that money that we make gets funneled right back into DGU. We've gotten playmats and sleeves printed. That's why, unfortunately, we weren't able to get a second, or I should say a fourth round of playmats going because we are kind of, so to say, in the hole with our Series 3 playmats. I ordered based on what I thought was going to be more attendance, but we didn't have as much attendance as I thought. So I ended up with a lot more playmats than I initially planned for. So that's just a miscalculation on my part. But the money obviously, gets funneled back into repaying that off, but also paying for Lucas. Lucas, shout out, is now our full-time editor. So, well, I shouldn't say like full-time. He's mostly our full-time editor. So first of all,
in between part and full time, was that like
he's our 3/4 time editor, and it's fantastic. I have gotten a lot taken off of my plate because now not only can I focus on running TBL and PBL, I have also been developing a deck builder. The deck builder you can find at deckbuilder.dgu.gg. You can test drive it, hop in the Discord, let me know what you think of it. That deck builder is just one small cog in an entire application that I'm working on. Dan has used it before. It's what we use to remotely manage and pilot our streams. I needed to do it that way because the internet in my house sucks major ass. Astound, if you guys have any of Astound, Spectrum, what's the other one? Xfinity sometimes.
RCN.
RCN.
Is that like all under the same umbrella or something like that? Like
they might as well be because they all suck the same exact way. So I can't run streams at my house for some reason because whenever I do, the stream implodes. So I needed to rent a virtual server in the cloud, set up stream there. And in doing that, I had to develop something so that I could manage it remotely and that Dan could do it in case I am not available to run stream and blah, blah, blah. So a lot of my time over the last basically like 2 months has been in development and in tournaments. And unfortunately, that's why you've seen a lot of just Mike and Dan podcasts because I just haven't been able to dedicate the time. Time is a hot commodity. But, you know, Lucas being on board now takes a lot off of my plate, which is fantastic. It also means that I can do more of the content that I actually want to make. One of the content that I'm super excited for is a vlog. I've always loved vlogs. Vlogs are probably the reason that I started doing content creation. I remember a vlog that I made. How long are we? We're at 6 minutes in. If you came here for Digimon Podcast, you already know what the deal is. But I'll have Lucas still timestamp a little bit earlier to jump ahead to the non-whatever talk. Anyways, when I remember my first podcast, it was called I Threw a Chicken Nugget Out the Window. And my thumbnail was a picture of my motorcycle, a really nice picture of my motorcycle that I took, but it had nothing to do with the content. And the video was like stitched together and it was kind of like okay. And it didn't really have any sort of storyline. It was just a bunch of bullshit, but it was fun making it. But looking back on it, I'm like
this is trash.
I hope it's not available on the internet anymore. I'm pretty sure I've taken it down and it shouldn't be available anywhere. God forbid somebody digs it up. If you do dig it up, I'd love to know. Not necessarily see it, but
Mike will probably be able to do that.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I've always been a big fan of vlogs. Ruggles makes an amazing one for Yu-Gi-Oh! Casey Neistat is my inspiration for basically everything content creation. If you know who Casey Neistat is, know exactly why. And yeah, so I'm happy to have the ability to do vlogs and not have the impending doom of fuck. I gotta dedicate like a solid, essentially 8 hours, right? Like it's no small time to edit a vlog. We did a 3-day vlog when we were in Los Angeles. One episode took me, I don't know how long, at least 8 hours. And I was halfway through the second episode when I was like, damn, man, the first one didn't get any views and I just can't do this shit. It is unfortunate. But with Lucas being on board, I don't mind paying someone to put out a product that I wouldn't be able to dedicate my time to make it in the way that I envision, so that it is something that I will enjoy watching. Because I think that's like one of the best parts about it. When you shoot the content, sometimes you don't want to watch the content after. I don't know if you feel that way. But
for sure,
especially when you shoot it and then you have to edit it, you're like, I definitely don't want to watch this thing after. But like, I'm super excited to see the first vlog because at this point it was recorded over a month ago. But also, like, I'm just excited to see. I shot it with a story. It's kind of like filmmaking, right? Like you have your director, but then you have your script writer and you have your producers and everything. And everybody has a vision of like how they see the movie. And for me, you know, I'm in a way, I'm like the script writer and the director. But then Lucas, as the editor, is also a director, arguably the final or the big wig director, and a little bit of a script writer and a producer because he's responsible for tying the entire image together. So even though I had something in mind, it's going to be interesting for me to see what Lucas had in mind as he watched all the footage and he pieced it all together to see what kind of story is told. So I look forward to watching our first vlog. And then there's also 2 more vlogs in the pipeline because we had 2 store regionals the last 2 weeks, 3 for Dan. So all in all, a lot of internal things happening over at DGU. So it's been a fun time, but we are starting back up our weekly podcast on a weekly release schedule, and they will be released week for week. If you don't know what that means, we're going to record on Monday. You guys will get to see this on Friday. So that's fantastic. Shout out to Lucas for being able to have a quick turnaround on these episodes. Do note he is human. There will be times that we will not follow that schedule, but it will allow us to be a lot more current. I needed to give myself a week buffer because of everything I have going on. So that is just one of the perks that we have for having an editor. And I am super grateful. So
we'll be having some more content throughout the weeks. I guess carried by me starting this week, I guess. Just been very busy with regionals and different things that's happening, me being sick as well. As you can probably tell, I'm congested sounding a little bit.
Same.
And
sickness
so
season, man.
We're finally like past that. We're at the end of that. So definitely, I don't know about this week, but at least starting next week, there should be stuff that's going to be more consistent. We also have finally, we shot the first 4 episodes of Wheel of Digimon. I know that's something that we've been talking about for a while, and y'all probably were like, yo, they BSing out here.
Like Retro this. Rumble, yeah.
Yeah. That's also being worked on, kind of that one, but that was more on the pipeline.
We shot some episodes of that as well. We just have to
Wheel Digi
shift it around a bit.
It's more current, I would say, and it's more on our foreminds of a series for y'all to have. And so obviously the first 4 episodes are done, I think it is. Yeah, it's the first 4.
Yep.
And super excited to see that come out. And that's going to be a weekly, I don't know what day we're choosing to put it out, but it's going to be a weekly episodic thing until that season's done. It could be done within 7 episodes, or it could be done within, I think it's 14, probably
the most. Best of 7, maybe. Right?
It's the best of 7?
Yes, I think it would be 14
wins.
episodes.
It's 7 wins.
Oh, first to 7 wins.
That's what
so still, first to, it's 14 episodes max.
Yeah, so it could be anywhere like quick, or it could be something that's a long series. Depends how it goes, obviously.
Spoiler, your boy leads 3-1.
Yeah, but guess what? That decks of mine are gone from that wheel. So better deck's gonna be getting chosen for me. Anyways, and that's gonna be a seasonal thing. We already have season 2, 3, and 4 already planned out. We haven't obviously recorded that, but we have those in the pipeline as well, and we're excited to be able to do that. And obviously, I don't know if I remembers, we have a win a box in that, whoever is the winner gets a box of their choosing from the other person, and that will be a YouTube video as well, opening that on probably stream.
You know what we'll have to do then?
I don't know.
We'll record that as a vlog, because now we both gotta hop in the car. We gotta go find a store to buy the box set.
Right. That's gonna be a problem. Actually, with the low key, that's gonna be a problem.
That's what I'm saying, because we can't get it at our local, so we gotta go explore Philly and Jersey.
Yo, for sure.
Yeah. Because
it's gonna be exciting stuff.
It's the first pod in a minute, the up-to-date pod. I'll give you all a little bit of spoiler of everything else that's coming out. So like Dan said, Wheel of Digi, not exactly sure what day. Personally, I anticipate that. To me, if like I was a viewer, I would love that as like a Saturday series. To me, that seems like the equivalence of like a Saturday morning cartoon, So
right.
I anticipate that dropping on a Saturday. That would be my ideal day for it. Podcast dropping on the Friday. Dan is going to be recording 2 different videos on a weekly basis, because we have 2 tournaments for Digimon Weekly. The first thing he's going to be recording is going to be called essentially the TBL pre-show. There's no good time for Dan to do it, because we have a Wednesday and then a Friday tournament, and then it's the weekend. Locals is on Sunday. People got things to do on the weekend that Dan works. So instead of doing sort of a post-tournament report, TBL pre-show is going to be a precursor to the week, where Dan looks back at the previous week and talks about the decks that have topped and yada yada, but then also looks forward to, it's going to premiere on Wednesday, so that's Ignition Day. So it's going to look forward to that night's Ignition, as well as Overdrive on the Friday. The second piece of content that Dan's going to be shooting is a finals match redubbing for both Ignition and Overdrive. So that will be 2 separate pieces of content. Every finals match from our tournaments will be uploaded with actual commentary because we do get unhinged on stream very quickly. It starts out all professional looking. We're all nice. We sound good. We're on point. And then there's always that one point where the switch flips off. And then all of a sudden we're talking about like boiled hot dogs.
Stop.
Like, it always happens. And that's just the nature of doing it live. And that's the way we interact with our audience. And we don't have a problem with that. But I can't in good heart take those finals matches and give them to you guys as YouTube content with the bullshit that we be talking on stream. So Dan is going to give actual commentary over those matches. And that will be essentially another series twice a week. So we're going to have, to put it this way, Monday, Tuesday, finals matches. Not exactly like this. However, Dan is able to record the content, but Monday, Tuesday, finals matches. Wednesday is going to be the pre-show. We're going to have Thursday as some auxiliary form of content. Friday, podcast, and then Saturday, Wheel of Digi. So we don't know what the auxiliary content did.
Those Thursdays looking like it's going to be probably... I got some other random ideas I might shoot with Varney. Not necessarily shoot in, but like bounce some ideas off. I got a couple ideas just from other things I've seen recently. I'm like, ooh, we should try to do that as a video, one-off things. It'd just be probably random, maybe random deck profiles, maybe
yep,
those Varney's versions of deck profiles type that he wants me to do.
Deck talks, baby.
Deck talks.
Oh, that's what I should do. I should do a red hybrid deck talk.
You should.
Yeah, I'll probably shoot that.
Maybe other things. I think it'll be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I will be taking a step back from doing as much content creation as I do, as I try to manage our tournaments. And essentially, you can't see it because it's all over there. But
also, don't forget, we still gonna have the shorts as well. The DG, the DigiKnows will be back as well. Gino, I think, already has stuff lined up for us to put out, so that should be pretty good. I'm sure we'll get a deck profile from him every once in a while as well.
Yeah,
probably make easier on us. But like, hey, do you have anything to do or something you like to talk about? I'm sure he does. He always loves talking to Digimon, so it'd be pretty easy for him to do as well. And yeah.
So our channel is kind of shifting. It's funny because like when I hear people talk about our channel to me, I'm like, damn, that's kind of like, that's not how I necessarily anticipated the category of our channel to be, but it is it is what we created at the end. So our channel is going to be shifting from the competitive, like uber competitive point of view side of things to something that appeals to, or trying to appeal to a broader audience. The broader audience meaning you can watch this whether you enjoy Digimon or whether you enjoy just card games, bullshitting in general. Appealing to both our casual audience and our competitive audience. We'll never forget either side of it. That's why we have TBLs. And we do take TBL serious to a certain point, but TBLs are also meant to be fun. And I personally believe you can play to have fun in a competitive environment. Some people might think, no, like it's too sweaty. No. Depends on the person. But it goes both ways. So we're going to try to capture both audiences with different forms of content. That's what I remember. The other day was going to be the vlog. So Wheel of Digi, vlog, podcast, the 2 finals matches, and the pre-show. So that's 6 pieces of content that you guys should be getting from us on a weekly basis for the most part. Of course, that will make me have a more concerted effort to go to locals every week, or at least have some form of Digimon vlog if I'm not able to go to locals, because I do play on webcam sometimes. So lots of good stuff in the works. We're excited for it. I'm very excited to kind of embark on a new adventure with Lucas. So yeah, that's the DGU update. And now we have to talk about Store Region. It's been a phenomenal 2 weeks, although I'm glad I don't have to drive anywhere this weekend. It's been fantastic being able to head out to places, meet up with people, play some in-person Digimon, and just have some fun, man. So I'm gonna let Dan go first. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to this store regionals. This was the one on
Harrisburg,
May 17th in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, at Knickknack's Full Frontal Attack.
Oh man, that name is crazy sounding.
I know, right?
Yeah, so that one was a 32-man regional that Gino and I went to. It was at Knickknack's Full Frontal, like you mentioned before. Really cool spot, honestly. It was nice. They had a decent amount of product. And, you know, the store owner, really nice too as well. Place was clean. It was cool. They also had like random stuff that was like you don't really see many places. Like they had like some OG Power Ranger stuff. Like if Varney went, he probably would have spent some money because there was like a lot of like Power Ranger stuff they had. They had even like the V bracelet stuff. They had like all different ones. They had a lot of like different board game stuff. They had, you know, all your general TCG stuff going on. They had a lot of cool stuff. It was really cool. And we also found out that that building was originally a bank, and you could kind of tell like the moldings and like the way the room is spread out and stuff. But besides that, it was really nice. Unfortunately for me and Gino, it's gonna be a unfortunate story for each regional for me. It was disappointing. I did not unfortunately get my invite in person in these events. All of my events, I'm just going to lay it out right now real quick. I went X2, which is super frustrating.
So wait, pause. You went X2 3 times?
Correct. Consistency, baby, right? Like Jesus. It was unfortunate, but it is what it is. So Knickknacks, that was a 32-man regional, not 64 like the other two. It was a lot of people were there. Surprisingly, like it was a full 32. Some extras as well that they were on the wait list and they tried to get in. Unfortunately, couldn't. And yeah, so for me, again, I'm gonna say this now, so it's not a surprise. All three events, I took Purple Hybrid. The first one was standard.
You took Rip Hybrid.
I'm gonna get there. I was about to explain. The first one was original Purple Hybrid with my tweaks on what I thought it should be, and then after the last two was more what I've been calling RIP Hybrid, is Red Purple Hybrid, a more aggressive style, but it lacks the consistency of what original Purple Hybrid had. I mean, it's not like it's the most consistent, but I mean, it was more consistent because of colors and stuff like that. I'll get into it when I talk about those down the line. Man, so round one was against Imperial. And I just remember at this point, it's been a while. Game one was terrible for me. I opened up, bricked up. It was bad. And couldn't do much. Imperial did Imperial things, and you know, they see David's Ken, it's over sometimes. And in that situation it was because I was way too slow out the gates for me to do anything. I remember game two, I saw things. Like I actually had a game plan going off rip. And I ended up winning that game, no problem. Game three, I remember I had a really bad misplay because I don't remember fully. It was a Pyodramon with a like Wormon on board, and I tried to deal with it and couldn't deal with it fully. And then I hard dropped Darkdramon, which then ended up DGUing the Pyodramon, but deleted the Wormon or something like that. And I ended up giving him like 5 memory off of that, or even 7. I don't remember fully. And then he ended up searching out a Pyodramon. That's what it was, and getting there, popped off, ended up being game. And that was the one mistake that cost me that round. And then round two, I believe, was Sakuyamon. I beat that one 2-1. Sakuyamon is tough. So if Sakuyamon sees their pieces, they just pop off and win. And that's what happened game one. Game 2, they were a little slow. Well, I was a bit faster, and I ended up getting the game. Game 3 went to time, and in time, he had a nice board of a room mode plus tokens plus like a Renamon. I dealt with the room mode. I was going for game, and I went with a Restramon. I swung, and he forgot he had a blocker token on board. He let that go through, and so that ended up giving me the game. Regardless if he blocked, I had enough stuff to like do more things to win that turn if needed, or go because it was turn 0, 1. I was 1, then he was 2, and then I was 3. So I had enough even if game turn 3 happened, that would have had game. I think it was also more of a he probably didn't have anything either after that one because Sukui sometimes they blow all their stuff on board and they don't have anything to like do afterwards, and that was that situation. He built a board twice and I killed both times, you know what I'm saying? And so that was the case. I felt like because his deck was like super thin. Mind you, I'm also milling him and stuff like that, and maybe that's why he didn't really block because he knew he couldn't do anything. And so I ended up taking that. Round 3, I played against what's considered my hardest matchup, which was Galacticmon. Fortunately for me, game 1 and 2, he did not see promo Destromon, and that ended up being the game sealer for me. And by the time he saw in game 2, I was way too ahead, and it didn't matter if he popped my tamers because I had way too many tamers for him to deal with all of them, and so that ended up catching me the game. Round 4, I played against Royal Knights. Royal Knights, to me, I don't know about for other people who played Purple Hybrid, but from all of my testing, I feel like no matter what version of Purple Hybrid I play, like I'll explain the other version later, I feel like I have a great matchup against Royal Knight. For one, Psychmon is a thing. I have Psychmons in the deck. I have ways to just go faster at times. If I'm set up with an Ukomon and a Koichi off rip, that means there's a chance on my next turn. If I'm turn 0, Uko, next turn, Koichi, that's already one swing, put a rookie in the back, Koichi set up. I have the Hyra set up. That's going to be 3 checks in total within those 2 turns. And sometimes I just go faster and you're good to go. Now, if they have what they have and they had the blockers or they had anything they need to slow you down, then, they can catch up with the speed, right? And for me, again, Psychmon was important, and I was able to stall him out enough for me to do what I need to do to go for game. He did the whole Omeka Omni, and I was like, I don't care. Let's go Galamon swing. Let's go promo Gallon swing. Let's go Genkaku promo swing because he has rush. Gilmon swing. Like I had so many answers. And at one point, he gave me like 8 memory, and I just popped off. I was like, it doesn't matter what you do because he had to go Crimson mode, kill my Psychmon, gave me 8, and I was like, I'm off to the races, buddy. Like, it's over for you. I'm cooking you this turn, basically.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened. And then the final round, I was feeling really good, and I ran into probably the only matchup that could have stopped me from winning realistically, which was Blue Pile. He was running every single Floodgate. He was running the Gomon, the Siakomon, the Otamamon. So 2 of those 3 stopped me hard if I don't have the instant outs, which unfortunately I didn't. And he won game 1. Game 2, I won pretty easily. And then game 3, he got me with 2 Hexablasts. And I'm just like... This is crazy. Like I had the instant answer, but like I was just kind of slow with it at times, and it was tough for me to win when he goes, all right, I'm gonna keep dropping Gomon towards the mem blocker, and that was tough for me to deal with at times, and especially when you don't have a Mac to set you at 3, or even the Koichi to give you the memory if you trash a hybrid, and so ended up losing in the finals because of Floodgates. It was so frustrating. Obviously, I Floodgate a Royal Knight, so like it's kind of funny me saying that.
It's poetic justice at its finest.
I'm not I hate floodgates, but I know they're necessarily evil, so I understand. And trust me, if Royal Knights wasn't a thing, I wouldn't even be running Psychmons because I don't care enough about them. But like Royal Knights, you have to run them. You have to run.
Generally, I don't care. I don't care about floodgates unless there's like some super oppressive deck that I'm like, all right, yeah, I should probably run a floodgate for that.
Exactly. That's the only reason. Like if Royal Knights was like, pre BT20 style, I'm not caring about it at all. And so I'm pretty sure like my Nats was just Gazimon, and that was it. Just the 2 Gazimon, I think it was because of Mirage. And that's the only reason or something like that. I don't remember fully what that lineup was. But yeah, so unfortunately, I lost that, which then caused me to be like 7th or 8th place or something like that for that event. And losing it out. That version, I had Digimon Ace in it. Digimon Ace was very important at times because you can go Arrestramon Superior Mode, swing over whatever you need to, cool. You're going to live, obviously. And they go on your turn. Because it's Purple Hybrid, they're never going to expect the Ace. And so they swing. They don't pop or do anything on there when attacking to deal with the Superior Mode because maybe there's an end of attack, like a Digimon, for example. You just go, all right, bet. Digimon Ace. We're going to Digivolve. We're going to pop whatever your lowest play cost thing is. Sometimes in certain decks, it's just a 1-stack deck, like Digimon, when they do their first pop off. And Digimon Ace just deals with it. And sure, if they have a Growlix going on, they'll get a rookie bag. But it's going to be a lot harder for them to like deal with my security because that first Digimon was donezo, And so, very important at times. That's how I dealt with the Hexaplow a few times, which is, all right, I'll just hard drop this Digimon Ace because you only got the 1 stack and I'm good to go once that happens. Some other situations that came up, I think Room Mode, I dealt with a Room Mode with a Digimon Ace, but that was a Blast Evo. That was super clutch for me because he went Room Mode. All right, I'm only neg 5. Superior Mode's 13k. He tried to get me with some other negs, but not the plugin that stops Digivolve effects. And so I went Digimon Ace and killed it. And so it was enough, not killed it, but I did draw off the stack and kill, I think, like a Randomon on board or something like that. I don't remember fully at this point. And so that ended up being pretty clutch. And I kept it in throughout the whole event. I feel like maybe if it was a medieval, I might have been able to like win the situations that put myself in, like the Imperial Dramon, the bad misplay on that. And I had another one, a very similar play in Silks as well that I just didn't think about, but that was like my mistake. So yeah, that was the first week of regionals for me. On to Varney's.
So all of us, me, Dan, and Gino, went to the Top Deck Games Store Regional, which is located in, gosh, I don't even remember the city Top Deck is in, but it's in New Jersey. Is it
Jersey?
Camden? No, it's not. It's not Camden. Top Deck Games. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now. Top Deck Games is located in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'm gonna say right off the bat, first of all, this is probably the best LGS I have ever been to. I've been to a fair bit, not as much as like some other people, but like, holy shit, this LGS was insane. Y'all will see it in the vlog when it drops, but like, when I tell you this is how every LGS should strive to be, like, I am not kidding. You have something for everyone. You have the tabletops for the war games. You've got, bro, they could have seen, he said his official capacity was 124 people, but he could easily do 128. You just set up another table.
For sure.
So yeah, obviously it was a 64-man store regional, but they had a 64-man store regional going on at the same time that they had players playing war games. They had a Pokemon side event that was happening. And I think there was a One Piece side event happening as well. And there was still space. And then on the opposite side, there was mad ass models, games, trading, like just everything. Like if you lived in the area, you would go to no other LGS. This is your one true LGS. And their prices were very fair as well. The manager was amazing. I had judged the very first store regional at Top Deck Games, so I was already kind of biased walking in, but then he recognized me. We were talking, and I was like, man, it was okay. It was cool being here as a judge, and it's great being here as a player. I don't feel crunched. We were sitting in comfortable ass seats. I felt like little kids, high ass table, but fantastic LGS. If you are in the Cherry Hill, essentially the southern Philadelphia, or I don't know what part of New Jersey that is, but it's not southern Philly. That's like, I guess that is southern Philly because you have to drive through, I don't know, wherever. If you're near Philadelphia, check out Top Deck. It's a fantastic place. I love it. I can't wait for the next tournament there. So I went into that tournament piloting Galacticmon. I said going into store regionals, I want to say, fuck them kids. I want to see no tamers. I want to blow up the Davison Kens. I want to blow up the Koichis. If I see a Takuya, it's on site. Well, Megidramon looked at Galacticmon and said, is that it? That's all you got? So in my very first round, I very quickly and swiftly got O2. I had no chance. Straight up. It was like turn. All right, let me paint the picture. My game one was, man, I can't find anything. So I'm like struggling to get to a Galacticmon. I put like an imperfect stack on board and I lose in 3 turns. It's kind of like whatever, okay. Game 2, I put the best Galactic stack you will ever see. 8 of them. End the attack. Ragnarok cannon on. What you got? Put him at 1 memory. I had 3 security. With an end an attack and 2 layers of protection. I was like, he doesn't win. Well, I fucking thought wrong. I got my ass wiped. He said, challenge accepted. He said, raise, gravity crush, gravity crush. I was like, oh, fuck. Son of a bitch. So yeah, I lost that. That first game I lost, or so maybe that was the first game. And then the second game that I lost at 5 security. I thought I was safe, but I lost at 5 security. So yeah, that was Megidramon. Then I went on to play my second round, which was again Megidramon, or at least I thought it was. It was some mixture of Megidramon, Gallimon. It was, I don't know, Guillemon good stuff, I guess. And I got cooked by that too. I couldn't set shit up, and when I did, Promo Gallant came, or Promo, sorry, both Promo Gallant and BT13 Gallant came down, and I was like, shit. Let me tell you something. That turn, I'm thinking about it now. That turn I got fucking wiped at 5 security. That man's went Megidramon swing. I think he died on the first check. But then the Megidramon with the Growl X spit out 2 Rush Guillemons, which he had enough cards and trash at that point. Both gained Rush. He Digivolved 1 into another Growl X. Swung, both died. The Growl X played back out another Guillemon. He swung again, then he played BT13 Gallant, swung, and then he played Promo Gallant, swung, and then he played another BT13 Gallant. Right? Some shit like that. I can't remember how the sequencing, but I got obliterated. And I was like, man, well, I hope I don't face Megidramon again. I already lost to it twice. My third match was against Blue Green Imperial. I was like, oh, this is cake. I got this. I'm gonna blow up them Davis and Kens. They ain't got no work for me. He put a Pyodramon on board. Turn 2. Now, what the fuck am I gonna do with that? I can't deal with that. I'm still looking for pieces. So, of course, he won that first game. And both games, he ended not only with the Pyodramon on board, he put a Primogenitor on top of it. No, so he ended Dragon Mode with a Primogenitor. And I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? If I fucking try to touch your shit, I'm gonna get fucking, I know you got that fucking Paladin mode in hand. So I asked him after, he's like, yeah, I had the Paladin. Yeah. I was like, the fuck am I supposed to do against that? I can't do shit against that. So yeah, I went 0-3 drop. I was like, fuck. fuck this shit, I'm out. No, that first regional was not good. Galacticmon, the players who top with Galacticmon, they have a stroke of luck. And I'm going to say, like, if you guys, like, because I read some fucking shit on Facebook today. That shit was funny. If you don't know, Huang Zero just won the Texas Mesquite, or I should say the Mesquite, Texas regionals with Adventure. And I just want to say, if you are watching this after having watched our 2 beginners master classes, what the fuck did I tell you? What did we tell you, right, Dan? You don't need... All right, sorry. Huang did play 2 Thai secret rares, so I can't say you don't need secret rares. But this man's picked up 2 starter decks and a couple of cards from BT21, and he paid $50 for 2 Thai Kamiyas. He paid what? About $100 for the deck then? Because I think the MSRP is like $15. So yeah, maybe $100. And he just won a regionals. And the top one of the comments I saw in his Facebook post was like, "Oh, this list is ass. I just played 4 hours on DCGO. And I can only beat Royal Knights, and I can't beat any other deck. And you only won because you got lucky and because floodgates." Luck is half the battle. I unfortunately paired against 2 Digimon, and I unfortunately got my ass wiped. There are Galacticmon players who have won. They didn't play Digimon. They did play Digimon. Digimon didn't see the pieces. They did see their pieces. And this really, luck is a big thing when I talk about my second story originals later on. But to cap up my run at Top Deck, yeah, we went 0-3 drop. And then I was playing some fun games against, I think I'm almost positive it was Spidey plays TCG. So shout out to him. We were having some nice back and forth. He's a Greymon main diehard. He had every flavor of Greymon built imaginable. That was fun. I got to play some other decks that I wanted to play. And then I participated in the side event. I got cooked round 1, but not cooked. It was a nice back and forth. I played Red Hybrid against Drew. Shout out to the boy Drew, who was playing Blue Hybrid. And I unfortunately lost the aggro battle. That's really what that matchup is. Can you win the aggro battle? So I lost the aggro battle. And yeah, did I play against the second one? Oh, I played against Machine Dramon, which I flubbed that match so hard because I forgot about Atomic Inferno Insecurity, which would have let me close out game if I had swung my shit for 2 checks. So dope on me. It's whatever. Learning experiences that we definitely took into the next week, but I ended that day. It was just an all right day. We got to see a lot of the boys from Connecticut, so it was nice. Shout out to Cliff and the others. And yeah, that was me. Unfortunately, we went 0-3 drop. How about you, Dan?
Yeah, so obviously topped that game, 64-man regional. I brought now my second version of Purple Hybrid in this format, which again I call RIP Hybrid. It's red purple hybrid. The whole
red
point
in
is
purple hybrid.
Yes, the whole point of it is so I can get Grab Crush, Atomic Inferno into Purple Hybrid, include with Jack Raid and Blinding Ray.
This man said, "I'm trying to be ignorant."
Right, I'm trying to have infinite amounts of memory, and in that first version, I was running 4 Grab Crushes, 1 Jack Raid, 1 Blinding Ray. I was running 3 Atomic Infernos, and rookie lineup was basically like the same as if you're playing against red blue hybrid, which is like the Muchumons and then the Floodgates, and then obviously your Ukos. And for me, because it's purple hybrid, still running the 1 Guilmon as per usual. And then everything else is basically your usual purple hybrid stuff. And I've been playtesting it. If y'all have seen me play in TBLs, y'all have been seeing me play this version of the deck. And it's really good. I really like it. I can't say I don't dislike it, but I do dislike how low the loads can be. for the deck. So the issue with the deck that I'm talking about, and this is a running theme with this deck, is that if you have, let's say you open a hand, let's say you have a red rookie in hand. Let's say you have a couple purple options, no tamers, maybe some hybrids. You go Evo rookie, didn't draw a tamer, but you have a Miss Memboost like I'm running in my version, you can't play it. And so now you're just passing turn with just a Evo'd rookie in the back. Or it could be worse. You can have no rookie in the back and you just pass turn because you have nothing that's playable. And so that's the lows. But the highs are crazy high because Atomic Inferno is a card. Dustmon and Velgramon are a card. And so I go, let's say, for example, I raise a rookie in the back, right? I'm trying to go Ukos most times so I can always have an egg hatch and swing whatever. I go into Dustmon. I go Atomic Inferno on Dustmon. That gains plus 3k, second attack +1, and if you're blocked, plus 3 memory. Fantastic. There's no drawbacks. You know what I'm saying? And then I go swing Evo to Velgramon. Let's say there's 3 colors on board. I'm gaining 6k now. So now this Velgramon, who's normally 6k on his own, is an additional 6k. So now that's 13. I think it is. Yeah, math. Yeah. And then you're adding another 3k. So now this Velgramon is an easy 16k 2 checks swinging. Very hard to stop that basically, right? And so you don't want to block. You don't want to give Purple Hybrid more memory to work with. No. You don't want to do that usually. And, sometimes this happens. Sometimes they decide to block. And I go, great, thanks. I'll kill that. I'll do my on deletion, kill your thing. And, I'm running with free memory now. And it's fantastic for Purple Hybrid. And then there's times when, they can't block. They let it go. And the cool thing about this version is also kind of a downside because sometimes you overthink about the plays. If they have multiple Digimon on board, I'm trying to make their lowest level Digimon a purple Digimon so that I can go, all right, end of attack. We're going to pop your lowest level Digimon to pop whatever else is the next highest. And then I go superior mode, swing for another 2 checks. So that superior mode is now plus 9k as well, plus his own boost. So that means he's 13k on his own usually, plus 9. That means he's 22k swinging for 2 checks. I just now dealt with probably 5 checks in 1 turn in Purple Hybrid. And that's the goal, right? And so you're just trying to do what Purple Hybrid did previously with being aggro, with different things swinging. And now you can do it in, with less cards, with aggression, and do 5 checks with, technically 2 Digimon. If you want to say that's 2 different Digimon, because you got a rookie, then you got the Velgar swing, and then you have, your superior mode swing, right? 3 Digimon you want to count as separate stacks. And now I go, your turn. Do you have a response? Because I still have 4 or 5 security. And when that happens, the highs feel high because it's so cracked feeling when you're able to do that. In a deck that already facilitates with a lot of memory gain, you're adding more of a grab crushes. You're extending your plays a lot more with it. And, if I have the closers like Galamons or whatever, or a Guillemon for Rush or Promote or something, then we can close that game as well. Obviously, that didn't always happen. So sometimes it's kind of a grind fest. Sometimes I won with just rookie rushing, which is kind of funny. Cool thing about the deck is it draws a lot because of the red egg. You're using the Koromon that lets you draw when you check security. And then I have Muchamon. Muchamon is pretty cool because it says when a red Digimon swings at a player, you draw 1. So that's 2 draws. That's that Guillemon combo promo Guillemon back in the day with the Gigimon. It's a 2 draw card combo. Same concept with that, right? And so you get a lot of drawing going. It's pretty cool. What's also really cool in that version is that Spirit Evolution is always live, which is pretty it actually came up, being able to go.
So that's a red hybrid option.
No, that's a purple hybrid option. And so, cool thing with that card is if turn 0, all I have is, Evo into a red rookie, and that could go Spirit Evolution. That card is now set up for whenever I decide to play my Tamers, which is pretty cool, right? And so that's the idea of the deck. So round 1, I play Royal Knights. It's gonna be a theme, kind of. I mean, it's always a theme for me. That deck, I was so slow out the gates because I didn't see anything, and they saw everything when it comes to Royal Knights. And there's gonna be another theme in this specific, regional. And then game 2 and 3, I blitz them. I saw everything I needed. I went Atomic Inferno. I'm swinging out. I'm going Velgar 2 checks, Superior Mode 2 checks. Put them down to 0. I don't care if you Omni X me because I got outs to your Omni X and Galamont and promo Galamont as well. I also have Rivals Barrage. I also have, all right, I'm going to play the Solarmon after I did all this combo and watch you go, damn, I can't do anything. And so got a 2-1 Royal Knights. Round 2, I get deck checked. As you know, I've talked about being deck checked. I don't like being deck checked in the sense of if they're going to organize my decks, I'm notorious for bricking hard. And so I was scared. I was like, I'm effed. I'm gonna brick hard, and that's it. There goes my run. And so I'm playing against another Royal Knights player. And so I guess you could say I bricked in the sense of all I saw was low end stuff, which is all gas for me, which is good. I didn't see anything that was high end at all because anything was, the more expensive stuff in the deck, I didn't see at all in those games. And so I ended up being lucky in the sense of all I drew was rookies, and I had Koichi, and I saw 1 Dusk and 1 Velgar, and that was it. And that was enough for me to pop off. Oh, and mind you, I forgot to mention, the newer Koichi is more important in this version than the old Koichi, because sometimes in this deck, you don't have any ways to just gain memory just cause, like Gabumons, Cubimons, Nidhoggmons. In that version, I'm not running those type of cards, so I don't have free memories to just work with. And so that Koichi is actually more important for me to get out than is the BT8 Koichi, BT7 Koichi, I should say. And if I don't see that one, it turns 0, 1, 2, 3 within those down. I'm kind of struggling at times, and that's happened quite frequently in these regionals. And so I saw that one, and I was good. I was Gucci. End up, Atomic Inferno, Grab Crush. I'm gonna keep swinging game. Won that one 2-0. Feeling pretty good. I was able to play out of being deck checked, so I was happy for that. Round 3, I played against Imperial, and when I say that man when I say that man had God and anime on the side, that man saw every single thing he needed, not a single brick. My man's had Davis Ken. He had all the searches go for him. He had everything. His security gave him like 2 more Davis and Kens in each game. I'm just like, yeah, there's not much I could do about this. And I had was that the one? No, I got 2-0'd. Game 1, I was a little slow at the gates. And then when I did pop off, because I had Atomic Inferno, so I got him down to 0 security. I couldn't close it because I didn't have Superior Mode, I think it was. I don't remember fully. I know I did like 4 or 5 checks in one turn. Couldn't close it out. And then he went pop off. Sorry, Deck Imperial still is a great card in today's world. And he saw that. He did that combo. Pyojimon swing, Pyojimon swing because of that. And then just was like, all right, game. That was basically what happened. And then game 2, he started off with a regular Davis, and I swung it to his security, gave him 2 Davis Kens, and that was it for me, basically. And he saw everything after that. I was like, yeah, ain't much I could do about that.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Oh, I did have a small misplay in game 1 that cost me the game. I don't remember fully, but I remember there was like, I don't remember, a small play that messed up. Go ahead.
Would you say that him seeing those Davis and Kens is what lost you the game?
100%.
Okay. We'll elaborate on that later.
Because if you didn't see, if I didn't hit those in security, he was not winning those games. I promise on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we'll elaborate on that later.
Yeah. So I ended up losing. I was like, damn, unfortunate. It is what it is. Round 4, I played against Mr. World Champ himself, Peter. He was playing what's it called? Seven Great Demon Lords. Yep.
Let's say it right. Again, he was playing Peter's 7 Great Demon Lords.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 7 Great Demon Lords regardless.
He's the only motherfucker to play the way that he plays that deck.
Sure, with the Kari plus the option, which mattered in my matchup, honestly. And I ended up getting a 2-0. I go fast, and he doesn't. That's essentially what it is. Game 1 was more of a grind fest. That's some weird noise. Anyways, sorry. Was more of a grind fest, and he was milling himself out. And then I was getting to a point where I kept forcing him to recover. And my final turn, I milled him out. He was like, I was like, yo, how many cards you got in your deck? He knew immediately. He was like, fuck. And he counted out. It was like 8. I was like, all right, I'll be milling you out this turn because I had everything to be able to do it like 2-3 times. I think it was 3 times I did the Velcro combo. And so, and I'm getting it. In the game 2, I was just so fast that he couldn't keep up with it. So I got that. And then round 5 happens. I get deck checked again. Very frustrated because I know I'm not gonna get lucky again, where I'm gonna have good hands against my matchup, and that's exactly what happened. And I told him, I was like, yo, why are you deck checking me again? I understand it's random, but like, can you just look through it? You already know. Don't organize it. But unfortunately, they organized it, and I'm playing against Raw Knights. Raw Knights. I know, obviously, both my matchups that got deck checked, Raw Knights got deck checked too, but Raw Knights does not care where the opening hand is at times. Like, all right, cool. Cool boy pass. That's a great play for them. I'll play Purge. Great play for them. I'll play the option. Great play starting Magnamon. Great play. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care as much when they don't see the certain things, right? Me, on the other hand, if I have a hand of a Galamon, Koichi, red option, and something else, that's a terrible hand for me because that Koichi is not the draw Koichi. And that's what happened, you know? And that's what happened. And that had game 2 was the same thing in the reverse. I had a red rookie and no option and no Koichis, and I couldn't play Miss Membus, and that ended up costing me the game because I could never even see a Solarmon to at least slow them down, or a Gatsumon to slow them down, at least while I can gain resources. And he just went full on blitz. He saw Jessamon both games. Jessamon gives him a token that gives him an extra body to swing, and my security was terrible, and I couldn't do anything about it. It was terrible. And that style deck, terrible bricks. Having Galamon to win no trash is terrible. I think I played Galamon for like 7 or 8 at one point because I couldn't do anything, and that was my only play. It was bad. It was really bad, and I ended up losing because of that. And I was very frustrated. And then round 6, I played against Imperial, and lucky for me, I saw my pieces, and I blitzed them out. 1-2-1. Game 1, he saw everything. Game 2 and 3, he was a little slower out of the gates, and that ended up making it be the reason why I ended up winning that one. And then I got 8th place or 9th place for it, and another X2 X2 result for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I have my opinions on deck checks. I got deck checked twice at Nats, and it was frustrating because I do tend to have the same problems about shuffling, organizing your deck. I will say I don't recall if they organized my deck at Nats. I can't recall. I don't feel like they did because I don't think. I feel like I would have been as vocal as Dan was if my deck was organized and then I lost because of it. So I think that's I'm gonna say that they didn't, and I'm gonna say that's a plus. And it's also weird because when like I said, I had judged an event and I took players' decks and I laid it out and I didn't organize the deck. I think,
which is weird because you were head judge at the same store,
right? Those were that's how I did my deck checks. So
and
it's each
the dude, the manager or whatever his name, wherever he is, the TO,
yeah,
told our head judge, he was like, you have to organize the cards. Which is,
I mean, it's possible. It's possible that's something that's new. I don't have my Bandai level 1 judge certification anymore because I don't give a fuck. I don't have the time to take that test. So it's possible something changed and I don't know. But I just know from my experience that I didn't organize the deck. And I would also prefer that nobody organizes my deck. And like, I'll be real, hearing Dan say that and talk about his experience, I'm going to be very candid and open with judges. And I'm going to say, if you have to take my cards away from me, don't organize my cards. And if they, they have a problem with it, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen because like, I personally am not a fan of, I don't even like organizing my own decks. I hate whenever I have to like rebuild my deck because I'm like, shit, I got to lay it out. Then I got to go through like 2 to 3 games because I'm going to have these just weird bricky hands. And I'm not a believer in pile shuffles anymore. Pile shuffles are a thing of the past for me. I'm fine with my normal shuffle, but my normal shuffle is not good. It's good enough once I've broken in the deck. It's not good enough when I have just organized the deck. So,
and I had to, I pile shuffle because I was like, yo, I gotta do it once. The first time a deck is organized for me, I always try to do a power shuffle because I believe you should, and then shuffle out the rest. But sometimes that first game or two, it doesn't matter. Like you always get those weird clumped hands, and that's exactly what happened in the opposite direction of my first, deck check round.
Yeah,
like that like I said, the reason why I was able to beat Royal Knights that time was because it was all low end stuff I got. This time it was all top end stuff, and in that style of deck, when the top end stuff is what you're drawing, you're not getting anywhere with it. Like if I'm getting a Miss Mem boost, I can't play it because I don't have no Koichi, or like I'm drawing to my rivals. It's like, great, cool, I can't play this right now.
Yep.
I'm drawing to options that I can't do anything. Grab Crush, as much as I love Grab Crush, doesn't do anything for you when you have nothing going for you. And stuff like that were just so very unfortunate in that sense. And it is what it is at this point.
Yeah. I don't know. It is unfortunate and wish things would be different. I hope that I don't have to come up on those situations. Obviously, I'll ask the judge beforehand and see if there's some way that we can come to an amicable agreement because I damn sure don't like my decks. I don't like organizing my own decks. So, yeah, that was top deck. Gino in both the last event, Gino played Scooby-Doo for both Knick Knack and top deck.
No, he didn't play Scooby-Doo for Knick Knack. He played Red Hybrid.
Gino played Red High. Oh, that's right. He played Emperor. No, he played.
He didn't bring.
Oh, right. He forgot his deck.
He forgot the Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
So he forgot. So Gino forgot Scooby-Doo, and he didn't. It wasn't Red Hybrid. It was Spirit Hybrid. There's a very clear distinction to make because it utilizes like the Zoes and the
Tommy
for the Emperor Gray stuff. So definitely different from Red Hybrid. I don't recall exactly how he did. Do you, Dan? X2 both times. You guys could see the
he went X2 for that one, and then he also went X2 for top deck.
It's a travesty. So going out last week, we went to Silk Road Gaming out in the heart of, no, not the heart, but that might as well be the heart. It was in Chinatown and Manhattan, New York City. We were all so fed up with being there. The moment that tournament was finished, I was like, all right, can we dip?
Time to go. Bye.
So it was a good place though. I liked the place. I didn't like. All right, I'm gonna just be real. Dan, we gotta invest and some deodorant and some body sprays,
DGU
some
product.
like trial side, like DGU products straight up. I'm carrying them with me to the next event because there is no fucking way that y'all fucking card game players have that kind of BO. My G, before you decide to go to a social event, put yourself under some water, put some shampoo on that body, shampoo that hair, put some deodorant on when you get your ass out, and spray some Axe body spray on yourself. Because there ain't no fucking way that y'all was smelling like that. Straight up. I just don't understand it. It was so bad. A guy had to, he pulled this fucking bottle of Febreze out of fucking nowhere and walks through and fucking maces everybody. Because it was that fucking bad.
Well, that's because like people were already like immediately going to the bathroom and doing, you know, number 2 in there and stuff.
Honestly, when I catch the whiff, it's the whiff, bro. It's the whiff. I'm like, there's just no fucking way. There's no fucking way. I smell myself before I walked out the house this morning. Tell me you did not do the fucking same. Straight up, I'm sorry. But we keep it 100. So, outside of the smell problems, shop was okay. We were in a basement. I wish there was more air circulation. They had to open the back door because 64 motherfuckers in a fucking basement in New York City. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that shit.
They did have AC, so it wasn't like the hottest, thank God.
Yeah, it was a decent temperature. I didn't feel like I was gonna have a heat stroke or anything because I definitely have problems with heat. But the shop was nice in terms of what they sold. They sold Digimon singles. Yo, I dropped 130 easy. I was like, I could drop more. But like, I gotta fucking temper myself. I was flipping through them binders. I was like, damn, man. I wish I could find some shops with singles like these. You get my money in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I decided that I struggled that entire week. I said, I'm putting this deck down. I'm not playing Galactic until...
Sure was.
I don't know when. No Panzer, you can't have my SPs. And I said, all right, we're either going to play one of 4 decks. We're either playing... Actually, it was one of 5, but originally it was one of 4. We're either playing Lilith Mommy, we're playing Dinos, we're playing what E-Hero so lovingly refers to as Guacamole Birds, aka Zephagamon, or we are going to play Red Hybrid. And I play tested with Lilith the entire week. I put that shit through 3 different iterations. And no iteration ever felt comfortable. Now, I will say, playtesting against Gino isn't the best thing in the world. Because Gino is also known as GHG, God Hand Gino. Playing against Gino really makes you question your life. It's like, there's just no fucking way, right? There's just no fucking way. No, it's totally possible that somebody could just sit across from you and always draw the out, always draw the combo piece, always have the heart of the cards. They are the true life iteration of Yugimoto. Like, that's Gino, okay? I got cooked the entire week by Vimperial with every deck that I played. And I was just, I'm not gonna lie, at a certain point, I'm sitting here and I'm like, it doesn't matter what I play. It doesn't fucking matter. But I felt the least comfortable with Dinos because fighter mode says, can't play Digimon by effects. That fortitude you got, cute. So I said, all right, boom, Dinos out the window. Absolutely not. It would have been nice to Megidramon, but spoiler, I didn't play in Megidramon on Saturday. So I'm glad I didn't take that pick. The next option was Zephagamon. I put Zephagamon on board, and I'll tell you what happened. I had game I had game. Dan, I had the best Zafaga combo you will ever see. I was about to pull off the win at 4 security, G. I took my EX7 Zafaga, sec +1. I swung it into his fighter mode. I was like, he doesn't run aces. I'm good. He was what? I think he was like 13 or 14. I was like 15. I was like, I'm good. We got this. We're going to swing, unsuspend, pierce for 2 checks. And then we're going to go Zafaga ace, swing, unsuspend again, swing, unsuspend, and then something else for game. I think it was Vortex shenanigans I was going to do. Then this dude, Imperial Paladin mode. And I was like, at first I was like, okay, source is stripped. I'm still bigger because I gained it for the turn. And he goes, yeah, 16. And I was like,
well, you said you were 15?
Yeah.
Ew.
And I was like, okay, so I won't play this deck for regionals. I was so fucking pissed, bro. That's what I mean, fucking God Hand Gino, man. I felt like somewhat comfortable just because of Grand Gale, but after that, I was just so disheartened, man. I was like, just no fucking way. So then it went back to either we're playing Lilith Mommy or we're going to play Leviathan Knight. But when I tell you, I abhor the Dark Animal engine with the passion of 1,000 suns. I don't know what it is. That shit just does not work for me. I love everything about the idea of it. I was super hyped for it, generic purple engine, but that shit doesn't work for me. I showed Dan, I counted the cards. I was 23 cards deep. I physically went through 23 cards in my deck and I had not seen a Lilith Mon yet. As a matter of fact, I had not seen a Mega yet. If I did see a Mega, it was Insecurity, which was probably the Anubis Mon or the Dark Drace. I had not seen a Lilith or a Lilith X for that matter. I was like, there's just no fucking way, right? There's no way I can't see Lilith. And I knew that if I played that deck at a store regional or at any... No, in Lilith.
Oh, okay. Because you said Leviathan Knight and then you went to the...
Well, because both. I played the same engine for both. Obviously, gotcha. Leviathan, I went a little bit heavier with the Serb stuff compared to Lilith, but the Dober X Gobbly stuff and Sunomon. What is it? 4 Wisdom and 2 Mem Boost. I was like, I couldn't even see Mem Boost training. Like, you're telling me I've got all this draw power. I've got Mem Boost and training at 6 to 7 total, and I can't see my pieces. I was like, if I play this deck, I'm going to get so tilted. So I was on the fence until the very last day, like on the Friday, and I was going to play Lilith for TBL if we had an odd amount of people. We ended up having an even amount, so I didn't play. And I was like, you know what? It's probably a sign. That night, I was like, fuck it. We're going to play Red Hybrid because there's just no way. There's just no way. So Saturday, I took Red Hybrid to store regionals, and unfortunately, I placed 7th. I went 4-1-1. I tied to Sakuyamon, and I lost to fucking Blue Hybrid because Blue Hybrid's a matchup where it's just straight up who goes aggro faster. But of course, they gave Blue Hybrid the ability to skirt your security by just bouncing your security, because that's a thing. And also bouncing your body, because that's also a thing. I would have, you know what? I would have been fine with Angar if Angar was like, I don't know, even if that shit was bounce a tamer to hand or bounce, I don't know, whatever. I hate that card with the passion of 1,000 suns. Mirage, my number 1 hated card of all time, but fucking Angar, bro, I hate that shit too. Like, Hexablow is annoying, but I don't give a fuck about Hexablow. Ancient Garu, fuck that card, man. I lost the aggro matchup is straight up what I lost. Unfortunately, my game 1, I didn't open rookie. I dropped Takuya for 4 on that. That was on my mulligan hand, and he opened rookie. So essentially, he had the edge. Game 2, I won because I saw my tamers. In game 3, I lost because of fucking Ice Wall. He fucking Angars, bounces my security to hand, bounces my Digimon, leaves me nothing, and then says, all right, cool, I'll end turn on Ice Wall. And I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I had lethal if I didn't get Ice Wall. There was just no way I could do anything without playing around Ice Wall, which was just super unfortunate. It was definitely the time that I wish that I was playing Gravity Crush. But personally, my list kind of doesn't have room for Gravity Crush. I went for uber consistency in my list. And even with it being uber consistent, I wasn't consistent enough. I have 11 rookies, 11 tamers, and 13 champions. And I either, the games that I struggled in, I either struggled to see rookies or I struggled to see tamers. Or I actually struggled to see champions. Like, it was all three of those. And those are like fairly high ratios for all that. I was just like, there's just no fucking way. So that's how Blue Hybrid went. Lost that 2-1 or 1-2. The tie against Sakuyamon was game 1 loss because Sakuya. And then game 2, I fucking blitzed his security. I had the wombo combo. I fucking wiped that security out in one turn with Aldermon. And then he just kept ruin moding me. And again, I couldn't see Memory Setter that game, and I couldn't see my 2 Costa Digivolve champions, unfortunately. I have a total of, and when I say 2 Costa Digivolve, I mean 2 Costa Digivolve on rookie, for sure, but also on champion. So there's a total of 10 in the deck. There's 4 of the BT17 Burning Gray that Digivolves with 2 on Sakuya, 4 of the new Aguni, and I ran, oh sorry, there's 9, because I run 1 of the BT12 Aguni. And I couldn't see any of those to save my life. I could, between not seeing my Memory Setter, not seeing the plus inheritable to get past the ruin mode, like it was just a mismatch of shit I couldn't fucking see, which was so annoying because he wasn't even pressuring me hard. Like, everything considered, I should have won that match. Everything considered. If I see my pieces compared to how he was playing, I win that match. But it is what it is. We tied because we went into game 3 in overtime, 1-2, 0-1-2-3, and I can't close the game out beginning a game on turn. Now, if we were in the middle, if we had went to like my turn, then his turn, and it comes back to me, and then turns are declared, I guarantee you I win that match for sure. But it is what it is. We won against 2 blue-green Imperials, and let me circle back around to that. I won against Medusamon 2-0. Sorry, Medusamon, you ain't ready for the prime time just yet. And what else did I win against? 7 Great Demon Lords, because who figured? I saw my tamers and I saw my champions and I saw some rookies, and it was nice because I just fucking blitzed them. So that circling back to Imperial, Dan, out of 6 games played, how many games do you think you saw Davis and Ken?
For you or me?
For me.
Oh, every single game.
Close. He saw, not close. He saw Davis and Ken 2 games, or my 2 opponents saw Davis and Ken cumulatively 2 games out of 6. Do you know how many games I won?
The other 4?
4 games out of 6. Do you know what the correlation is?
Davis Ken?
If my opponent doesn't see Davis and Ken, I fucking win. All right, straight up. Let me tell you. My first opponent. I go whatever. I don't know what tamer I am. It doesn't matter. Digivolve Aguni, I go Wombo Combo. The Wombo Combo right now for Emperor Red Hybrid, I should have mentioned that. I'm playing Emperor Red Hybrid. The Wombo Combo is BT21 Aguni swing when attacking Digivolve reduce cost by 1 into BT21 Burning Gray. Burning Gray checks security. When it checks that security, I can Digivolve it to a level 5, reducing that cost by 1. I Digivolve into BT21 Aldermon, who reduces the cost by 1 if I have a Burning Gray or an Agunimon in source. Therefore, he Digivolves for 2. Therefore, it is a 3 cost combo to Digivolve into Aldermon while swinging. Add an Atomic Inferno to that, and that shit's a Wombo combo. I Didn't have, I don't remember what exactly the combo was, but I hit security, first check, Davis and Ken. Fuck. Okay, whatever. Turn pass over. I don't recall if he had a memory setter or what. But let me paint the picture. That was my turn 1. Or sorry, that was my turn 2. Okay. His turn 2. Or should I say, on my turn 3, let me paint the picture for you on what my turn 3 looked like on my opponent's board. 5 Digimon on board. And he had no Digimon on board at his turn 2. Except the Digimon in Raising. And I had, or maybe he did, and maybe I just said we turn on the brain and we go aggro. It doesn't matter either way because he would have kicked off. He went Raise, DNA Pyodramon, Swing, play Rookie, HPD, starter deck Dragon Mode, play out Bodies, DNA Pyodramon, Swing, Digivolve Dragon Mode, swing again, drop Rookie, end turn. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do against that? And he locked down the one tamer that I had, so I couldn't swing with it. I was like, the fuck am I supposed to do against that? Game 2, I cooked them. He didn't see Davis and Ken. Cool. Game 3, didn't cook him. It was actually nice back and forth as long as he didn't see Davis and Ken, which he fucking didn't. Cool. Awesome. Crimson Blaze, beautiful card. The second opponent, same story. Game 1, he sees Davis and Ken. I get cooked. Game 2, no Davis and Ken. We have some nice back and forth. Game 3, he sees no Davis and Ken. Some nice back and forth. I end up winning. We said it on here on pod. Ban list was announced. We said it like right after Nationals. We talked about it at Nationals. And we will hold on that trade. That fuck Davis and Ken. That tamer is so obnoxiously powerful for that deck. It is insane. It is so fucking insane what that card does for the deck. And it is so annoying that hitting a Davis and Ken feels like a death sentence. Gino played a Vimperial Mirror match. His opponent played a Davis and Ken. And Gino literally said, damn, I lost because he gets to free play his rookies and I don't. Davis and Ken is the bane of my motherfucking existence. Everything about Imperial is the bane of my existence, but especially Davis and Ken. So I'm glad to have taken the matches that I did because fuck Davis and Ken. My opponents now had to play the game fairly, which is essentially what it boiled down. So yeah, we bubbled out of the top spot. If I had not lost the blue hybrid and tied to the Sakuya, I probably would have gotten my invite. If I didn't lose the blue hybrid and I obviously didn't lose to Sakuyamon, obviously I would have won the event. That event was very winnable for me. It is unfortunate that it went the way that it did because I truly believe I could have won. That deck was performing very well, even though there were times I couldn't see my shit. And it didn't feel like I had any exquisitely horrible matchup, even against Ruin Mode, if I could see the right things at the right time. So that's how my day went. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. Everything Varney said about the shop, it was weird because it was like in this like I don't know, in the middle of nowhere. Not in the middle of nowhere, but like a hole in the wall. That's the word I'm thinking of. Like it feels like a hole in the wall type shop. Kind of funny, especially since we were like in the basement. Very weird. But besides that, yeah, I went back in with red and purple hybrid, RIP hybrid, like I've been calling it. I made some tweaks from the last version, and I wish I did make those tweaks kind of sometimes because those cards were dead to me, I felt like. And it was the changing Shamamon to Gatsumon, which was not bad. And the other one was dropping Grab Crush from 4 to 2 and running Crimson Blaze. And I thought Crimson Blaze was going to be fantastic for me. I thought I was going to be like, this is going to be great when it gets hit in security. And I'm going to be real. card
Never
was
came up.
trash for me. It did came up once, importantly. The couple other times I played it, I like hard played just to play it, just because I had nothing else. I was like, well, I'll give you 4 and this happens, and hopefully you don't have an answer or something, And it just felt like I was missing the Graph Crushes. I'll be honest. There was times where I was like, I wish this was Graph Crush in my hand. And I was a little disappointed with how it worked. But again, in playtesting in TBLs, it wasn't too bad. I think it came up. No, it didn't. I mean, when I did use, I used it against, I was playing against the finals against Gino. He was playing Imperial. And I had it early and I had a terrible hand. I just go, all right, I'll play Crimson Blaze, and hope to God you don't, have things when I'm giving you like 4 or 5 memory. And of course he had it. Didn't matter. And so like it just felt like I thought it would be more performative in, I guess I'll talk about matches, go from there. Round 1, super frustrating. I play against Royal Knights. Royal Knights for me, it's easy. Cook them, call it a day. I lost at 0-2. Game 1 was about 40-minute slugfest. Something like that. Or a 30-minute slugfest. And because it was 45-minute rounds this time around for us. And yeah, it was definitely like 30 minutes. A slugfest. He had no Yiggies for like 2-3 turns easy because he popped off his Omnimons. His Omnimon died in security because Rob was barrage, so he couldn't Omni-X me because all his other Digimon board were not blue or red or Omnimon in name. So I was able to live in that way, and then we just kept trading shots because I cleared his board afterwards. I was like, I got no problem dealing with your board. Stay easy. And easy, I made
cover girl.
Yeah, I made multiple mistakes in small mistakes. One of them was trashing a Atomic Inferno, I believe. I think that's when I did it, and I shouldn't had. And then the other one was not grabbing a Velgramon when I should have. And the other one was, there was 3 mistakes because I remember I should have played a Koichi with the on lead memory gain because that one memory would have mattered in the last turn I had. And so, because I could have milled him out, and I just went, I don't know. I don't know if it was the variety of, I was sick all week. I didn't do any playtesting outside of TBL, and I didn't like I wasn't like in full, like, low rust, I guess you could say. Like, I'm not thinking fully certain things, and I don't know if that's what caused me to not like, oh, you have 3 cards on deck, just mill them out. You know what I'm saying? I should have just grabbed a Velgramon when I had an opportunity, and I go, all right, cool. Omni-X is 3 colors. I hard play Velgramon. This is game type of thing. And I just don't know why I didn't think that. Like, because it's purple hybrid, but because it's the different type of purple hybrid, I was thinking more an aggressive way, and that's what caused me the game. And then game 2, he saw everything in the world, and I saw nothing, and he ended up getting it. And I was just like, if I win that game 1, who knows what happens in game 3? And I will take my chances every single time in that matchup. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. And then round 2 happens. I played against Imperial. I played one of the same players that Varney played against. And game 1, he went nut. He had everything. I hit into HPD. HPD literally cost me the game. I was like, why does this card exist? HPD needs to go. And my man's went to, because he also had Davis Ken. In his turn, he went Pyojimon swing, Evo into Star Deck Imperial, play out XV Stigmon, gain a bunch of memory, DNA, Pyojimon, swing. He went up to 3. He plays a Wormon. He goes HPD. He suspends the Wormon, goes into another Imperial, goes into Star Deck Imperial, plays out the other 2 DNAs again, swing game. I was like, this is impossible. Like, ain't no way you just did that to me. Like, HPD, seriously? Come on now. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I think I lost 0-2 in that one matchup. I don't remember. I feel like I probably did, because I also made a mistake in game 2 where I wasn't paying attention. He DNA'd with a Lydramon who is blue-green with an XVmon. That Lydramon should have been on the bottom, and I thought he put it on the bottom, and that's what threw me off. So I went Darjamon, pop his Pyodramon because he didn't have the it didn't matter if it was partition or not. I de-digivolve and then pop the stack, and then he goes Lydramon armor purge. I was like, wait, what? Like, how? What? And I didn't question it, and then talking with Varn afterwards, he was like, yo, that should have been on the bottom. And I was like, I noticed, and I don't know why I didn't question it at that moment. And for me, when I lose round 1, when I feel like I shouldn't have lost round 1, but I did. I usually it tilts me sometimes, and especially when it's my own mistakes. That shit tilts me, and I think I was just already annoyed because I was like, damn, that round 1 I should have had it, but I messed up, and so I wasn't paying attention to his Pyodramon DNAing shenanigans, and that ended up costing me the game because I let it go. And then he went DNA, popped off game basically. I was like, great, fantastic, scoop it up. And so that happened. Sorry, 0-2. And then I won out after that. I played against to Lewis, shout out to him. And that was we were so he had a hat that said what was the hat? It was something
I don't
funny,
remember.
like all in, or when you lash out, not lash out, crack, whatever, something. I can't think of the word. Anyways, crash out. It was like something with the opposite of crash out, wherever it was. You were like, the hat was like your otter, whatever that is, and then or crash out, and I was crashing the fuck out. So was he, because he was 0-2 at that moment too, and he was losing. I don't remember why he lost right now, but then we were going back and forth, and we had probably the worst 2-1 match ever in my life. Game 1 was dog shit for both of us. We both bricked hard, something like that, and I think I ended up winning. Game 2, we were both in not the best state, but he ended up going to Valdaram and won that way, I think it was. And then game 3, this is the only time Crimson Blaze popped off. I Crimson Blazed him. And then he goes into his Valdaram combo, hits a Rava's Barrage. And since he's on the Crimson Blaze, he can't partition. And so I ended up winning me the game, and I go on my turn and I go swing out. But it took us forever to get to that point. It was so bad on both sides. It was just a struggle to win for both of us. It was bad. And then I'm like, all right, whatever. I ended up winning. I think I won with Guilmon. And I messed up on that because Valdaram happened. I think that following turn, I went Guilmon, gain rush. I was like, ah, shit. And I told him afterwards, I was like, yo, we fucked up. Or I should say, I fucked up. I shouldn't have been able to swing with the Guilmon. He was like, don't worry about it. I had no answer because that was all in front of Valdaram. And that Valdaram was out. I didn't have anything. So don't worry about it. You're good. I was like, all right, you sure? Because, he's like, don't worry about it. I was like, all right. Then I played against, Alphamon? Yeah, I think it was Alphamon. I won 2-0.
Said Alpha.
Yeah. I won against Alphamon 2-0. Easy peasy. Turned the color, can't DNA, blast DNA. And then I just swung out, dealt with his board state. He almost got me. He got me down to 0 security one game because he went full combo. And I had the answer, so it didn't really matter. And then I played against Sakuyamon. I saw everything I needed. I got into the combo, popped off, put him down to 1 or 2 security, something like that. And he did his own combo. I was like, I don't care. You're way too far behind that even if you do I'm still at 5 security, mind you. Even if you take out 5 security at this point, which he did, I'm going to win this no matter what. He went full combo. I'm like, all right, cool. I can't do on play effects. I don't care. You spent one tamer. Guess what you gave me? You gave me another tamer. You know, mine, I got the on play effect. I don't need the on play effect. I just need to be able to Evo. And that's what ended up happening. And so, I ended up winning game 1. Game 2, same thing. Except he went to Rumo one time, I think. And I was like, all right, I don't care. I can deal with this Rumo, no problem. And I did. And I ended up getting the game 2-0. I don't have a problem with Digimon. As long as they don't high roll before I high roll, like, we're good. We're Gucci, you know? Don't have a problem with it. And then final round, I played against Royal Knights. I won 2-0 because guess what? I didn't have that bad brick. I ended up winning. And so, especially, like I said, that deck has weird bricks. That sometimes I've had games where I went past 3 times because I can't do anything. And against Royal Knights, I saw Solarmon and Gatsumon at one point, and I was able to slow down the game. And I ended up getting the game eventually 2-0. I had a turn of a double Atomic Inferno, and then she blocked. I'm like, bad. I might not do three checks, but 6 memory, I'll gladly take that. You know, it was pretty cool. I am doing a whole bunch of stuff at that same turn because of the 6 memory. Set myself up for the game for the following turn, which ended up being the case. She even went Omniax, and I was like, all right, cool. Don't care. I have everything to outdo board, and that's exactly what happened. And game 2 was like, I won it within like 5 minutes as well. It was a quick one because I saw everything, had the outs. She had mad colors at one point, or I was able to get her to have mad colors and milled. Both gallons were like 1 cost, 2 cost, something like that. And winning like that. And again, another regional. This time I got 16th. It was wild because like a lot of my other X2s were all like 8th and 9th place. My opponent's win percentage was so trash that I was all the way to 16th place. And the highest X2 was like 7th place or something like that. So I was like, oh no, you were 7th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was 8th place, my fault. Because he was the last X11. And then the 8th place was an X2 record. And yeah, mine was like so bad. It was like 47%, while everybody else's was like 60 plus. I was like, Jesus Christ, you know? Yeah, so I'll be real. In my hindsight, all of my enclose my regional runs, I was very disappointed in my outcome, honestly, because I really feel like the deck can perform, and I fully believe I can win a regional with Purple Hybrid, no matter which version of it. I feel very comfortable in saying that I know I can win with that deck, and I'm just disappointed that I didn't do it. I got a couple more chances. So does Varney for his invite. I'm in one of the online regionals, not the next one, but the one after that. And then we also have the in-person regional in Virginia, I believe it is, right? Virginia.
Yep.
And so we got a couple chances. Man, if it was any of those normal 256 plus regionals, I would have got my invite. I had 8, 9 plays, 16.
I know,
you know
same.
what I'm saying? Top 16, baby. You know, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of any of my matches playing Red Hybrid. The problem for the regionals coming up for us, is there a regional in like 2 weeks or something? I think that's might be the one that you're in.
Correct, there is.
I don't know if I'm registered for that.
No, there's two online ones, and then there's the Virginia one, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not registered for any online ones this month, so I'm at this point just going for Virginia. The problem for me in Virginia is we're gonna have EX9, and so I guess let me talk about like why I decided to take Red Hybrid above all else, because I could have played I could build Digimon, or I could play Galamon, or whatever other top meta deck. I didn't want to play Royal Knights because I didn't feel like playing Royal Knights. For me, felt like, damn, I'm not playing the game. What I'm really playing is, can I get rid of the floodgates? And I didn't feel like playing against floodgates. So that's why I went with Red Hybrid. I was like, I don't give a fuck about floodgates. Fuck your floodgates. I'm just taking that security. I wanted to play a deck, and this is just me. This is just the way I am. I wanted to play a deck that nobody else topped with. I wanted to play a deck that was my own. I wanted to do a Huang Zero J. Real talk, straight up. I wanted to do exactly what he did. I wanted to take a deck that, not that it isn't on everybody's radar, but just everybody's on Digimon and they're on Sakuyamon and they're on Royal Knights. And I wanted to take a deck that didn't have the recognition, call it the Examon effect. I won with Examon when nobody else had done it. I would like to do that. I don't want to top with a deck that everybody else does just to get my invite, because for me personally, it doesn't mean shit if I get my invite with the best deck in the format. Cool. Yeah, sure, I played Royal Knights and it got me my invite. This game, I say this on the vlog too, this isn't a game that, we're playing and when you make it to, nationals, like, you could win like $10,000. If that were the case, you bet your sweet ass I'll be sweating. But it's just, I play this for fun. I play it to enjoy it. I would love to go to Nats, but I will do that having fun along the way, not sweating along. To some people, it's important for them to get to Nats and they sweat, and that's fine. That's the way that they want to play it. But for me, the enjoyment comes from just playing the game and just doing my thing. I got my invite last year. Dan, how did I get my invite last year? I don't remember. Oh, I didn't get my invite last year. Yeah, that's right. I didn't get my invite last year. And the year before that was with Examon. And then the year before that was also in LA. So I didn't get my invite because I got cucked out of store regional. The year before that, it was a store championship. And the year before that, I had won a store championship. That's how I got it. So yeah, for this year, for me, my goal, I want to top, but I want to top with what I care about. I don't want to take, the easy route, and not to make it inherently harder for myself, but it doesn't matter if I don't go to nationals because of, that's why I went last year, because of Gundam. That's why. And it'll probably be the same for next year. If I don't end up qualifying for Digimon, that's fine. I'll just go to have fun, because I'm sure one of us should qualify. So I'll go for that reason, and I'll go to have fun with Gundam. It doesn't matter to me if I don't qualify. There's other things that are just as important. So that's the way that I see it. That's why I took Red Hybrid, because I have, contrary to what I've preached, come to really enjoy Red Hybrid. I posted on the Discord thread for Red Hybrid today, or yesterday, posted my results and everything. And somebody was like, how long did your matches take? And I was like, win fast, lose fast, baby. The only matchup that took long was Sakuyamon. That's because they were doing their combo. Otherwise, I was chilling, bro. I was chilling for like 20 minutes each round. I don't want to sit there, and that was my thing with Lilith. I don't want to sit there and then be tilted because I can't see my pieces, and then try to build this stack, and then try to play the puzzle game of how am I going to get out of this situation? No. I have a tamer, right? And I have a Digimon in hand. I'm going to Digivolve that tamer into this Digimon, and I'm going to swing. I got Atomic Inferno. We're getting real spicy now. We'll play this for one. I'm going to take 2 checks. That's the kind of shit that I was about to, or Saturday. So I like Red Hybrid a lot. But with EX9 on the horizon, I also like Machine Dramon. Marvin's jank ass machines. Will I actually take that to a regionals? Probably not, but I could. And then what else is in EX9, Dan? Outside of the DM decks, it's Wind Guardians and Kaguya, which I don't know how that stuff will work for Lilith. Maybe that might be, what I toss in Lilith to try to spice the deck up, make it a little bit different. I don't know. I really don't. So it is what it is. We'll see where it takes us. I might just play Red Hybrid, and I might be on something else. But I'm playing for fun, and I'm going to get my invite having fun, not by sweating in a way that is unfun for me. So, yeah. We're at an hour 45. We really did yap for an hour 45. Mike would be glad he's not on this one.
For sure.
So that's the deal. That's just real. Welcome back to DigiPod.
You have any takeaways on how the meta feels right now? from your
Takeaways.
regional time?
That could be an entirely that could just be another pod of its own. So all I'll say is, honestly, if you're not part of the Discord, go join the Discord, because I made a Discord post. We're using Lamb Chop for discussion posts. Try to shout out to Nighthawk. He had a great idea of trying to utilize Lamb Chop more. We used to use it as a discussion post for podcasts because people wanted to talk about podcasts, but the conversation would get lost in Discord. And so what I'm going to try to use it as now is more of a discussion board based on what we talk about on pods. So there's not really going to be one for this pod because we just talked about the same stuff that I kind of talk about and that we will talk about in the next pod most likely. But if you're not part of the Discord, go join it because you'll see what I said. So if you're curious, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and then tune in for the next pod to see what the takes are. That's what I'll say about it. Do you want to say anything right now?
Leaving them off a cliffhanger, I see.
You got to keep... I want you guys to come back the next time. I want you to hit that subscribe button. Because if you don't hit the subscribe button, you won't know when the future videos come out. And I want you to hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button.
Because if you don't hit the like button, YouTube won't know that you actually like this content. So it won't give you more content. Equivalently, if you don't like the content, hit the dislike button. I know those of you who watch and you like dislike the video, you probably end up disliking the video because you dislike something that we said that was probably right.
Besides this, like, you hit the bell for notifications as well while you're at it.
Hit that bell for notifications so that you know when future videos come out. Also, join the Discord.
Comments makes the algorithm run because they're like, ooh, conversation. We like that. And it goes to more of your feeds.
Drop a comment because YouTube loves to know that people want to interact with the content. Yes, join the Discord so that you can keep up to date with everything that's happening. Follow us on X. I'm not really like all the most active, but there are little spurts where I am. It's funny when they're like, yo, Huang posted a banger of a post. He's like, you ever get, what was it? You ever get
the Greymon? Yeah, 3,000 thrown in your face.
Yeah, you ever get $3,000? No, it was like you ever get like OTK'd by Prestige or by three grand or some shit like that.
Yeah,
Man's had Ghost Omni on top of Serial Wargrey on top of money card 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 on top of money card, and that stack was legit worth 3 grand. It was funny as shit. So yeah, join the things, do the things. It helps us out. We appreciate it. And be on the lookout for future content because it's definitely coming. We said we were going to try to do bigger and better things. We are chugging along. Chug, chug, chug. But with that being said, that is it for today's episode of DigiPod, the digital podcast. And so, until we talk to you guys the next time, peace out.
Catch you on the next one.